Hi to all Muglax Lives. I think it's time to play some 7 Days to Die. Alright. Gonna see if I can't find the upper story to this building here. I mean, I can see it. Obviously, I know it's there. I can see it. But I definitely did not see a stairway up last time. It might be out in one of these sections I haven't been to yet. Because I didn't want to break down the gate, because there's like a huge, like, destroyed section. Right? I didn't cross through the elevator or press or whatever this is supposed to be here. So maybe out this way. Yeah, it's, okay, that definitely didn't take me... Oh. Nope, it definitely has given me a way up. A creepy looking way up. What is this? Hey, there's my shotgun messiah guns. I hear you, but I'm not there, guys. Alright, scrap through these. Don't need those crappy arrows. So I got a chance to watch The Silence on Netflix. It's similar in theme to... Oh, wow. That's a lot of... Interesting. To Quiet Place, I think is the name of that horror movie where everybody's got to be quiet. Well, you guys are just gonna ruin any chance to get in here, aren't you? And of course, since you're behind that fence, I can't... Or that fence, that ladder, I can't even hit you. Oh, and apparently I'm thirsty. Oh man, I wish I... Oh, where are they going? You guys are the worst zombies. I just wanted to play. Where did you go now? Well, they went wherever. I'm gonna sneak in through here, I guess. I like The Quiet Place. I thought it was pretty good, and um, it wasn't amazing, but it was pretty good. And I kind of feel the same way about this one. I think I like The Quiet Place a little better. This one felt a little rushed. It was I can't get through the gears. It's uh nope, nope. We need to scrap that so I can get the ammo out of it. It's a Quiet Place, right? I guess let's do Quiet Place and we'll talk about the Silence since they're so similar. So Quiet Place starts after things have gone bad, and so they're these huge monsters. They're huge that hunt by sound. Now, what's weird to me is that obviously they have other senses besides just sound, and so I mean it's a cool concept. And oh, I was like, what zombies attacking me now? Stupid vulture. It's a cool concept and all, but I still find it a little weird that they just rely 100% on sound. Like, I can see they've got noses. I mean, I know, not everyone uses their noses to gain information. My mother and sister uh, both are uh, unable to smell things really, and and so that wasn't one of their primary. But I have a really good sense of smell, and so it is one of the ways I gather my information about the world. And I mean, not like a dog, it's not like I'm going around and smelling people. Oh, dang it, so many ferals. I missed my sledgehammer on the other game because my sledgehammer on the other game could knock those guys down. It had like 3 mods on it. I don't remember what they were, but I'm getting so sick of... Not sick, I guess. I'm tired of being killed by every feral I come across because there's no way to fight them with anything I have. Maybe I need to start carrying a shotgun? Oh, great. Now I'm down here with all those crazy... That large group of ferals has got to be down here somewhere, right? Or wherever they went to. I gotta stop hitting the spacebar there. And so Is that where I died? So, no. Weird. Where did that guy out there come from? Because that is not... this is not going the right way either. I actually need in here... Punch the zombie, not the concrete, please. Zombie, not the concrete. Just let him punch the concrete. You punch the zombie. Uh-oh. I think he figured out my ploy. Oh, there's so many of them in here now. I guess I did go back outside, right? And then I went around. I couldn't even remember where I'd just been to. So yeah, and so they, they went up on the farm, and it was pretty good. They do went up on a farm, and things happen that cause them to make noise, of course, and so it was all right. It wasn't amazing, and there were some weird things I thought were just peculiar. I, I get there's a suspension of belief because you're watching a monster movie, and we don't have monsters like that in most places. I can't think of any giant monster that uses... Oh no. I missed. So let me get this straight. The horde of zombies that was down here punching away left here to go up to where they shouldn't be so that they could kill me while I was trying to get my stuff back. I see how it is, game. I see how it is. So, I thought that there might be a passage behind that thing. Uh, I am literally going to have to punch through a concrete block to get out of here. I'm afraid to pick the wrong one here. I guess I'm going to pick this one. Oh, yeah, that's a good chunk of the way down. So, anyways, while I maybe maybe I'll starve to death. Uh, so while I was so I watched that and a while ago, and then I watched Silence, and the Silence starts before bad things, or starts with bad things happening. Like, um, I don't know if they ever explained where the monsters come from in A Quiet Place, but they do show it right at the beginning of the movie in the Silence, and then swap to girl who's supposed to be deaf, which wasn't utilized very well in this movie. Um, like you'd think that it was done better in A Quiet Place because I don't know how long the girl was deaf in The Quiet Place, but they they utilized their sign language way more. And in the Silence, they did use it, but they also talked because the girl had only been deaf for 3 years, and she's I don't know how old she's supposed to be, high school age, and so so and then like everything just happened so fast in that movie, and they just threw a lot of stuff in there. I get it; it's based off a book, and so assuming the book is longer than the movie, it would make sense if it played out slower. But there was a lot that went down in the movie, and I don't mean like there was a lot that happened. I just mean that there were a lot of moments that, like, like the girl being bullied at school for being deaf. Not part of the story in the movie, but it had no impact of any kind. Or uh, her father and his buddy, I think, brother, I wasn't sure, um, at work, uh, they, the grandmother may have had something, but they never revealed what it was, and that was kind of a thing going through the movie. Um, and then the buddies, they're all like, oh, the buddy, he's not afraid of anything, and he's super tough, and blah blah blah, and then has zero impact on the movie, um, and and so they might as well have just skipped all of that and started after everything had happened. To be honest. All right, so I got interrupted a little bit here. I am now attempting to get out of here. Oh, thought that was gonna break my leg. But I need to get back home as it's nighttime. I mean, I guess I don't have to go back home, but I feel like I've had enough dying for the moment, and I want to check to see if I've got shotgun back at home. Question is, how do I get home? I guess we can go straight here and take a right somewhere. Nope, it's apparently right where I was at. Oh yeah. I didn't see the tiny little trail. So yeah, so they, I don't know, it was just weird because they had like they do all this build up for stuff and then nothing ever happened, or like um I don't know. It was kind of I don't want to say disjointed, but it definitely felt like there should have been more to the story. I felt that way a little bit about A Quiet Place, but A Quiet Place was different because I felt like the story should have been more. But it was well contained, whereas this one had a lot of stuff in it, but wasn't well contained. Um, Both of them were pretty good. They Oh, I was like, man, my phone is suddenly blowing up, but that is answers to some questions I asked. Yeah, so it's kind of funny because they wound up on a farm, just like in A Quiet Place for a little bit, and uh, although difference between the Silence and The Quiet Place is they didn't figure out a way to kill off all the creatures like they did in A Quiet Place. Spoilers, I guess, if you've ever seen A Quiet Place. And then I also, yes, I also started watching Black Summer, which apparently is Netflix's new zombie show. I guess I don't know if it's Netflix, but it's on Netflix. So far, it's alright. Uh, which doesn't sound like a big, you gotta watch this, but for me, anything better than was okay. Or a meh. It's pretty good. So, I'm enjoying it. I like what's happening. I'm only on episode 2, so I can't say a whole lot about whether I'm gonna actually like it, because the show is currently split into tiny little chunks. This is the wrong... Nope, nope. When we come up here, we take a right. It's split into tiny little chunks of different people, and so you keep seeing how they overlap with each other without ever actually coming into contact with each other for the most part. And so I hope, because some people did wind up in a 3-person group at the moment, so I'm hoping that the people they keep showing do wind up together, so that we can stop with this all over the place storyline and get something a little more cohesive. I would love if this turns into something like The Walking Dead, because I love The Walking Dead, and I love the, you know, I don't mean like, I don't want it to be the same story as The Walking Dead. I don't necessarily want them to have a camp or anything like that. I just mean like, I like the we've got a group of people who are trying to survive this, and less of here's some individual stories of people who are caught up at the beginning of the zombie outbreak. And there are zombies on this one. I had this discussion with my sister just a few minutes ago, which is why I got interrupted. And because the zombies in this are fast zombies, and they seem like they might be smart zombies too. Not like people smart, but I'm not sure if what I saw was people. I don't know why it would be. It had to have been people. But why would people attack other people driving down the road like that? There's just no point to it. So I don't know. But yeah, so far it's been all right. Like I said, I'm only on episode 2, so we'll have to see how it plays out. Because they did talk about Ultraman and how that's kind of could use some extra oomph for sure. Maybe next season. Um, but Oh man, and then for the, I guess the next story I want to tell here. Oh, I totally didn't know. What? There's mods for the vehicles? No way. I want mods on my vehicles. Actually, why don't you keep that? I don't need the gas. Don't know why I'm even putting that in my inventory. You better give me that. So that can stay. Hopefully I can move fast enough to get on my ladder. Sometimes I have problems trying to get on my ladder. Nope. Nope. Is my ladder missing a rung? Nope. Alright, I made it. It is not missing a rung. Okay, let's go and unload. Oh, there might be zombies in here too. Because my land clean block decided to die. That was a loud set of noises for breaking that thing down. I don't think I ever really listened to that before. Tick, 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 tick. I'm not seeing zombies up in there. Get that back in place. Alright, let's see what we got. We got some food. I'm going to keep that food. Got some general supplies. Alright, so, yeah, let me tell my other story here. So we're playing D&D. You know, gotta have that D&D story. And so it's going along, and we have gotten to the point. Oh, I do. I have a really nice shotgun. Sweet. I'm gonna use this. That should help things, maybe. Oh, you know what? I don't need this kind of ammo. I hear a zombie. Are you in my house? Are you on the roof? Are you in my basement? I hear you. And so, there's no bullets in my gun. Oh man, there's a couple of them. I think the trick being is that I really need to swap out of my sledgehammer into a more into a regular club so I can get a little more speed on it. Yeah, there's nothing up here. We got like a little horde going by out here. Well, just a couple of zombies, something. Anyways, so D&D. So we made our way into this town, and we talked to the people in the town, and I prefer like dungeon crawls and stuff because when you're just talking in town, you can't use a lot of the abilities like your guys got. Oh, it's still growing. I thought I'd be able to harvest some plants here. I mean, a lot of my stuff is ready to harvest, but how's my yucca? Gotta keep that yucca harvested because I use that for my drink now. And so we made it to this abbey, and the abbey is weird to say the least. All right, I'm just gonna hold off on harvesting those potatoes until these other potatoes are ready. And I need to get more water. And so, oh, you know what? That thing needed more fuel. I've got fuel on me. Now that I think about it, I was here earlier and I noticed that my thing is empty. My that thing is empty. And I don't have any water ready to go. 'Cause I ran out of fuel in my other thingy. Your thingy's empty. So, so yeah, so we get inside this abbey, and everybody in there is crazy, right? But one of the things that it's like it's been turned into an insane asylum, basically, and so the I don't want you to stand around and do nothing. And so we talked to the abbot, who turns out to be a celestial being, who's also a bit crazy, and but part of the game is that a Vistani woman reads your cards, and the cards give you 4 prophecies. And so 2 of our prophecies told us specifically to come to this place. And so we need to find someone who's going to be our ally and a weapon. And so we get in there and we talk to the abbot, and the abbot is fine with us just looking around. And so he takes us over to the garden. Oh man, I need some dirt. Oh, there's dirt. You have dirt to make seeds from the mushrooms, and I need a few more mushrooms to finish off my row. And so the abbot takes us over to the garden. We find the sword pretty easily. Our DM, who, as I have mentioned many, many times, thinks it's him against us, wants us to roll to see if we can find it. Now, we got a card that tells us that it's by one of the scarecrows. Like, the card prophesies, look not to the garden, but to the guardian, sackcloth grinning something or another. Well, yeah, okay, I know what a scarecrow is. And, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I don't have a full row of corn either. I done punched out some of my corn. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so, okay, I heard you going tank, but I'm blind and unable. There it is. And so, he's like, oh, well, you're going to have to roll to see if you can, like, it's somewhere in this garden and you don't have something to do with the scarecrows, but I want you to roll an investigation check. I'm like, I'm just going to cast a spell, detect magic. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he has to describe how many things, knowing that I cast Detect Magic so that I could look at the two scarecrows to figure out which one has the sword. He then described, because he likes to hear himself talk, um, how much magic's coming off the celestial being, how much magic's coming off of the other people with him, how much magic's coming off of each of us, how much magic's coming off of the general area of the mist around the place. And we're like, yeah, yada, 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 which one of these has got our thing? And so, so we get the sword, and it doesn't work. In the book, it just works. In the book, it just works. In the book, it's just a thing that works. It's just a sword. Dang it. Stop doing that. I'm looking at Blueberry Plant. I'm punching Blueberry Plant. I'm not looking at the seeds. Stop saying I'm looking at the seeds. And so when I take it, then we get to this big moment. And the ghost of the bad guy, or the ghost of the bad guy's brother appears. Now we had found out that the bad guy had killed him, and so he wants vengeance. And the only way he will empower his sword is that if we will vow to use the weapon against Strahd. And I'm like, I'm like, well, that's a big thing to swear to for me because I'm a paladin and I take my vows seriously. And he's like, well, if you want the power of the sword, then you have to vow to fight Strahd. And I'm like, well, I'm going to need to, think about this and talk about it a little bit first. And and so then he just goes on and on. Well, what vow would you be willing to vow? Would you save the people of Barovia? And then he wants to know what my paladin vow is. And so then he's trying to make up a different vow that I'd be willing to swear as a paladin to take up, because I think in the book only a paladin can wield the sword, which I'm not gonna lie influenced my decision to play a paladin. Not that I knew we would get the sword because it's random what treasures you get, but just in case, I wanted to make sure we had someone who could use it because it would suck to because knowing our DM, we're gonna get stuff we can't use, and so I wanted to make sure that we tried to get everything that we needed going. Anyways, long story short, he's just talking and talking. I'm like, dude, you've got to stop talking so I can talk to the other people in the group. You're asking me to swear to something that's going to directly influence everyone in this group, because my character is basically about to lock his life into helping this place, which I would like to think would include the rest of my party. But I can't do that if you don't stop talking so I can ask them if they think the power of this sword is worth it. And so they agreed that we should probably do it. So I'm like, just be aware, guys, that my paladin is going to abide by his oaths. And he's already going to make our lives more difficult. Because I already feel like I skirted something I should have done earlier, and I was going to ignore it because we weren't going to go back to that place, but now we've got to go back to that place, so I'm going to have to get involved in that city in ways that are not going to be pleasant because their mayor is oppressing the townspeople, and that is against my oath of my paladin. And, alright, so I hear you guys growling until I come downstairs and disappear. And, so Yeah, I don't know. It's whoops. And then I just fire my gun randomly, just in case those zombies weren't aware of where I was at. Um, Man, I had another story I wanted to tell, but I don't have time. But so we did. We have vowed. The problem is, and this will be the last thing, real quick here. The problem is that Strahd is the bad guy, but Strahd is a vampire, and this is a Dracula themed story. And we know Strahd is the bad guy because it's called The Curse of Strahd, right? We know he's the bad guy as players, but our characters our characters have never seen anything that actually points to Strahd having done actual evil. We've been told we were just told that he killed his brother on his brother's wedding day, and in the process got the brother's fiance killed because he wanted the fiance. So that is the first actual trustable, believable proof that Strahd did something bad. Because our only contact with him, other than people going like, every time we ask what exactly has he done bad, they're like, oh, he has wolves that attack people, and like, okay, um, so wolves are attacking people, and you blame it on Strahd. Like, no, you don't understand. The wolves are from Strahd. He controls the wolves, right? You say that, but you're superstitious people who also say you can't say the name of Strahd, even though his name is Strahd von Zarovich, and your lake next to your city you still call Lake Zarovich. You know, and the only thing we've ever seen Strahd do is he showed up and he watched us fight. And then after the fight was over, he goes, this woman's in trouble back in the city, and if you don't do something about it, I'm going to destroy the city to make sure she's safe. That's it. That's our only interaction with Strahd. And now this guy wants me to swear away my life to bring down Strahd, who we were just told can't be killed as long as he's in Barovia, and he can't leave Barovia. And so no matter how many times we tell the DM that we haven't been shown an evil Strahd, he still insists that we must fight Strahd. So now we've agreed to it. So we'll see where that goes from here. And with that, click like if you like, subscribe if you can catch the next one, and I will talk to you later.